Welcome back to Buck What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buck What You Heard. You follow me, I will follow you back. And I'm joined by my co-host, Christina, Tampa Sports Bay. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing, Gene? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, yeah. So we're getting closer to actually getting a schedule, and we'll get to see who we're going to play throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but yeah, I mean, it just puts you that much closer to the regular season, and I can't wait.
I know at this point now, after the draft, it's starting to get more exciting. For like the first month after the Super Bowl, I was on a high just because, after winning the Super Bowl, it was amazing. Yeah. And then after a while, I was like, okay, nothing's really happening. But like for us, for the Bucs, it was because, we had to wait for all the free agents to be signed again.
Right.
And then, draft was last week. And then this upcoming week, the schedule will be released. So every week, something new is starting to happen again, and it's starting to get exciting.
So for you, what do you think? Are you excited about this with the draft coming up?
With the schedule release? Yeah.
The schedule.
I'm excited because I
got two questions put together. So first question was basically, what did you think of the draft?
The draft was really awesome. I loved it this year. We talked about our first round draft pick, Joe Tryon, last week on the show. And then obviously they had all the other picks that came up. And, I liked every single one of them. I know there's tons of people out there who are butthurt about a couple of those picks. But, I have full faith in Jason Light and the coaching staff. And I just think that everybody that they picked is going to bring something special to this team to help them get to another Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And that's kind of where I'm at too. These are players. You're playing with house money. I mean, you signed all your starters, and there are going to be, I'm curious to see the competition when camp comes around. I'm going to go on the record saying there will be at least one player that's going to outplay a veteran and earn more time. I'm going to say that with this draft class. I know that a lot of people weren't real thrilled with the draft class.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen and taking a step back to kind of research, I really believe that there will be one player, I don't know who, that's going to outperform and put himself in a position to actually start. So, again, that's what you want. Iron sharpens iron.
Right, definitely. So, there are going to be players in this draft class that you said that are going to get a good amount of playing time. I really like the depth of some of the players because that was the biggest thing is, the Bucs didn't really have a need for anything specifically. It was more about depth and then adding that depth and then getting that competition. So, I like the pickups of the different linebackers, the cornerback. And then, obviously we drafted a potential heir to the throne in Kyle Trask. So we don't know how that's going to go. But obviously I don't think he's going to compete for a starting position. But it'll be cool to see it will be nice to see what he can do in the off season and see how he progresses and develops over the next couple of seasons.
Yeah. So what are your expectations for him personally? I mean, as a fan, knowing what you know, what are your expectations as far as being able to see him at some point?
I mean, the whole goal is the way I think the front office sees it is he is the heir to the throne. He is what the future of the Buccaneers is supposed to be. Now, is that going to possibly play out? Because that normally doesn't really happen with the Bucs. When we do draft, we have drafted a young quarterback in the past.
Our track record is horrible.
Yeah, and had them, lead the team. But I always do like the idea of having a talented quarterback sit for a year or two behind a veteran. And what other veteran to sit behind than Tom Brady? Mm-hmm. So I have high expectations for him, but I wouldn't be, how do I say it? I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't exceed those expectations because you just never know. Right. You never know what's going to end up happening in his career.
Yeah, this is another polarizing figure in the Florida Wars where you have Florida State versus Florida University, which I have no skin in the game. Shout out to Carrion from Bucs UK. How you doing, my friend? To me, I just want to see what he does. I mean, he's not. There's not going to be any pressure on him. You know?
Absolutely not. That's the biggest thing for me about quarterbacks coming right out of the draft and expected to lead a team. You know, that much pressure to be the leader of an entire team that has failed is a lot of pressure for a young quarterback. So I like the idea of having him sit. And
you know, there are only a handful of quarterbacks that do good when you've thrown them into the fire. And you know, again, just kind of going back to what we were talking about early, the Bucs do not have a good track record when it comes to drafting quarterbacks.
Right. I honestly was shocked when I saw them pick him because I thought it was rumors. I thought it was just everybody, you know, all Gator Twitter is just like Trask to the Bucs. And then when it happened, I was like, oh my goodness, this is real. So I'm excited to see the future because if it plays out and works out well, then, you know, there's a successor to Brady. And if it doesn't, then we're just back at square one. So,
yeah. I mean, just look at last year when Brady got here, people were already talking about, well, let's draft a quarterback, get somebody to sit behind Brady and learn from him, so on and so on and so on. And now here we are, we have this quarterback. And I said this last week, I'm going to say it again this week. I don't have a problem with the move. I don't. Yeah. The Bucs needed a quarterback. Why not get a young quarterback and bring him in here? It would be interesting to see how he does going up against Griffin. I don't know if that will ever pan out, but you know, right now Blaine Gabbert is your guy. That's your
Blaine Gabbert.
That's your second string QB right there. So it's going to be really. There's nothing else needs to be said, but it would be a great opportunity for Trask to get to play and possibly get reps and see some playing time and take those mental reps and just everything that he can do to prepare him to be better as we go along.
Yeah. So all he has to do is, sit back, relax, learn everything that he can about this team and about the coaching staff and everything. And, hopefully he will be great, but
yeah. Or at least somebody that won't get in the way. If you know what I mean, they won't be a liability for the team. And that's probably the nicest way I can really put that.
Yeah.
So T. Smitty's out here. Thank you, T. Smitty. I appreciate that. James T. Wood says that Trask was a mistake. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, lots of people think Trask was a mistake. I don't see he's not a mistake. I don't think he's a mistake, and I don't think he's he's more of an opportunity. If it works out, that's awesome. If it doesn't, all right, no big deal. Yeah.
So I mean, they had an opportunity. He was there. I guess he was on their draft board, and they like him, and they've watched 1,000 times more film than I have. So,
yeah, definitely.
I'm just like I said, I'm enjoying the ride. I've been saying that. I mean, if what Jason Light and Bruce Arians have done over this past couple of seasons doesn't make you comfortable with the moves that they make, then I don't know what else they could really do to change your mind. So for me, I'm just gonna, like I said, deal with it. This is who they picked. It wouldn't have been my pick. I would have went defense again personally. But again, this guy was on their radar. He was available, and they took him, and that's pretty much what it all comes down to. And again, like I said, the Bucs are playing with house money when you've got all your starters, and you've got
to really have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
So the one pick that I want to talk about that I was surprised was Jalen Darden, the wide receiver out of North Texas. I was like, what? A wide receiver? I went to Bucs Twitter and was like, where did this guy come from? And then, I watched some film and, he's fast.
Yeah.
He's very fast. He's very explosive. And it looks like he'll be on special teams, possibly a return man. So excited to see him play.
And there's another position the Bucs have just not really thrived with is the
return man.
Anytime that they can make a move like that, it would be good to see. I hope he can stick. Jaden Mickens, I don't see him sticking around. I don't see him remaining a Buccaneer very
He's
much.
He's very average as a player.
Yeah.
And
when you're watching him and you look at his decision making when he's got the ball, and I mean, it takes just rapid fire decision making. Okay, I'm going to hit this hole. Oh, I'm going to go this way, and he seems to kind of hesitate. And if he gets a muff kick or something like that, or something happens, then a little bit more hesitant. So I don't know. I'm glad that they moved on that, and I was real happy with it. And I do want to talk about somebody we haven't really discussed is Joe Tryon.
Yeah, Joe Tryon.
So how excited were you when that pick was announced?
Pretty excited. He wasn't one of the people that I was thinking was going to get drafted by the Bucs. You know, there were a bunch of other names of people. I mean, I really thought it was going to be Christian Barrymore. And then so when they drafted Joe Tryon, and then I saw and I've seen some of the stuff that he's been able to do. He's just a beast. Like, he is a monster. He took the 2020 season off to focus on his skill and his craft, just to be the best that he could be. And I mean, it looks like he really has become the best that he can be. So I'm just so excited to see him. You know, he's built like Jason Pierre-Paul, really tall, long arms, big hands. And I want him to learn everything he can from JPP and Shaq.
You know what kind of frustrates me again, here's a lot of people were not happy with that pick.
Right. No, I mean, but that's just everything and everything. Nobody everybody hates everything.
Yeah.
Nobody's really happy unless it's their person.
Exactly. Everybody wants to be right is kind of what the conclusion I've come to. But I love the pick. And if this guy lives up to what I think he's capable of doing, because I know a lot of people mention him in the same name with Noah Spence.
Right.
I saw that a lot on Bucs Twitter. And I just kind of brushed that off like, no, you know, if this guy has anything from the neck up, this guy is going to, he's got the physical tools to play that position. It's just, you know, being able to get out there and do it and make good decisions when you're doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, you know, he's not going to have that pressure again. None of these draft picks are going to have the pressure of being that starting man. You know, they're going to be able to fight for playing time, of course, and they're going to be able to learn behind some of the best players that are in the position right now, especially, you know, on defense.
Yeah, he's
a grave digger now, so he's got to live up to the hype.
And what's really exciting too is we have camp, we have OTAs, we have all this stuff is happening, and this is exciting. And so when you're looking at it, it's like this. It's like, wow, we've got this guy, we've got this guy, we've got this guy. Now we have camp, and we can get to see these guys. We'll get to see more of the rookies that we didn't really get to see last year.
Right, yeah.
They'll get opportunities as well. You know, the roster's fluid. The roster is going to stay fluid, you know, going, you know, throughout the season. I would say into game 6, maybe.
Yeah, but absolutely.
You'll see a lot more changes. I mean, it's not going to be a set roster. This roster that we're looking at now will not be the roster that we will see come game 1.
Oh, for sure. You know, I mean, it took the Bucs a while to get their streak going last season. It wasn't until after the bye week, and hopefully, you know, they can get it. So they're riding on a high. Like you said, they'll have all the camps. They'll have off season. They'll have, what is it called? The preseason games. So they'll be ready. They'll be ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And that to me is really exciting. To see that. I was looking for, somebody had asked about what kind of money is Blaine Gabbert getting. I was trying to find his contract.
I thought I saw it was like $2 million something, maybe.
Yeah, it was like 2.5
for
million.
1 year. It was like a 1 year, $2 million something deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bucs Squad podcast was asking about Darden and how can he improve the special teams. And again,
just
you can't coach speed.
Be better than just be better.
Yeah, and I think he can make good decisions. I think he's going to be just fine.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go through the chat a little bit here. T. Smithy, Trask is a mistake. GM got fired for missing on a second round quarterback. Oh, no GM ever got fired for missing on a second round quarterback. Daniel Williams, how you doing? Ben Parrish, how are you doing? Trask was Byron's choice, according to Michael Belt.
That's fine.
Michael Belt was saying, throwing out the similarity of for Darden and Tariq Hill.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. Again, and then, Jaden Mickens had that brush with the law.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't want that kind of culture anymore in Tampa. That was a big issue several years ago.
Yeah.
That was a big issue where players were getting in trouble. We just don't need that toxic culture.
And mistake or not, I just think
right, absolutely. Everyone makes mistakes.
His play was average. It wasn't you were always on the edge of your seat hoping that he could do something. And then deep in the back of your mind, man, I don't think this guy.
Yeah, like whenever the ball would come to him and be like, oh, okay.
And I'm serious. I would be
either like T. Smitty said, wave his arms or, run like 5 yards. I didn't expect much.
Yeah. Ben Parrish, I agree with you. I think, the special teams there were some questions and we saw tackling, missed tackles, and there was a lot of stuff with special teams that made you wonder. And I think that they are addressing that this year in the offseason, and I think the special teams will improve as well. It's not because the Bucs won a Super Bowl, it's not something that is high on the list of things that you talk about.
Right.
So let's see, Ben Parrish. So I think, physically, this guy is a freaking monster.
Yeah, Tyron. Yeah, he's Joe Tryon. Definitely, he bulked up. Everybody's saying he became a bodybuilder, but hopefully that muscle and that strength relates to football. There's a difference between having that, being built like that, being jacked, and being able to physically push people out of the way.
Yeah, because there was a wide receiver that I think his name was David Boston. I think that's who that was. That dude just got jacked. He was like a muscle man, and it just killed his speed. Mm-hmm. After that, he can run routes, but his speed was just atrocious. So I don't know. I hopefully he'll be able to work with what he has. I think he will. I think he's been doing things to improve his craft, and Tampa has to know something in order to make a move like that, considering all the other players that were available at that time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and he'll get a chance to learn from some good ones, like a JPP. So.
Yeah, he talked about just being a sponge. That's all he wants to be, is a sponge and learn everything from JPP and from Shaq.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. T. Smitty, that's a great point. If he hadn't opted out, his draft stock would have gone up because you would have had a film on him for 2020.
Right, but then also you risk either getting injured or getting COVID, which a lot of athletes have gotten COVID, not had the symptoms, and then have had complications afterwards.
Yeah, I've seen, and I have seen
respiratory issues after COVID.
Yeah.
There you go. Why not? Why, he's coming to the Super Bowl champion. So I think he's pretty happy.
This is one of those weird times where you're actually glad. If I'm a draft pick, I'm excited to go to Tampa.
Well, exactly. That's what who was the last one again? Mr. Irrelevant, Grant Stewart. I was like, who cares if you're Mr. Irrelevant? You're coming to the Super Bowl champion. So
yeah, I love his hair.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Love the hair.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he said Blaine Gabbert got 2.5.
Okay.
So, again.
That's a big chunk of change for guys.
I've never been a Blaine Gabbert fan. I've never seen like that silver lining in his game.
He's just average. He's an average quarterback.
Like Mike Glennon. After I saw enough of Mike Glennon in 2014, and I was like, okay, he had opportunities to do something and he didn't do it. And, he's shown to be, he is who he is. And, he's able to play in the NFL. there are quarterbacks that never made it to the NFL, and he did. So he must be doing something right. And I'll put it. That's as nice as I could be about it. So let's see here. Look at the culture now. Even AB is cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean Brady whipped him into shape for sure. Hopefully he can keep that.
This was his last serious opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked about it before. Like if he didn't get his act together with the Bucs, then it would be over. And obviously he got it together, and hopefully he can keep it together.
Yeah, there you go. Jeremiah, how you doing? Let's see. Joe Tryon. Oh, 1% body fat.
I know, right?
Corey Hall says he won't make it to the 53. No, I don't think he will. I'm talking about Mickens. I don't think he will either.
Nope.
All right. Off draft subjects. Excited Giovanni Bernard. And we're talking about Giovanni Bernard, right? The pass. That's quite an upgrade.
Oh, right. Yeah. He got
it hasn't really gotten a lot of talk, a lot of press, but that's quite an upgrade from what you had to work with, where Shady McCoy really wasn't able to contribute maybe one game, maybe one or two games, or part of.
We have no idea what he contributed off the field, which I'm hoping he did something with the young guys, but you have no idea. So yeah, that was one pickup that I didn't I saw it, but I was like, oh, okay. I was more excited about the draft picks. I'm like, look at all these guys. I can't wait to see them in camp.
The one thing we got to keep in mind is that the guys that make that final 53, those guys are all going to be able to make plays. You're going to see if your guy isn't starting, and I said this last year, I'm going to say it again this year. You have 17 games this year. If your guy does not start, don't trip, because he may start later on in the season, but he will see playing time, because this is going to be a long, drawn-out season right here. Trust me.
It's whoever has the hot hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your name is, what your stats are. You could have never touched the football like the games previously. If you got the hot hand, then you are playing.
Absolutely. And just kind of going back to the importance of this having camp, you have all these different practice fields going on, and you have all these coaches out there. And I think I said that earlier, I'll say it again. Somebody's going to benefit from that, being seen and showing effort and getting the opportunity to really move up the ladder. So again, it's going to be one of those things. We'll see what happens, but just know that your guy will get on the field, whoever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Yeah, here we go. How to put he's been sticking around the NFL. He's doing something right.
He's doing something.
He knows the system. He knows the system. It'll be a steep, really steep drop in quarterback quality, if anything ever happened where he had to play. But
if he ever had to play,
yeah, I'm serious. That's
why you're hoping for trust to develop quickly. God forbid anything ever did happen to Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm super stupid.
What did I? Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I want to take a moment real quick to shout out Bucs Report. Keith, I know there, and somebody's in the chat here, chatting with everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I also want to thank Smack Apparel, of course. As you can see, we're rocking the Smack Apparel gear. We've got you'll see the logos and everything. Hopefully we can get somebody from Smack Apparel on at some point.
I reached out to Robbie. Haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I know he's a busy man, so we'll keep it going. We'll keep trying. We'll get him on. Mm-hmm. Michael, this is a really good point here. So you got a studded running back room.
Oh, absolutely.
Fournette, Keyshawn Vaughn, and then you got Giovanni Bernard, and
lots of prefixes.
Exactly. He's got it all broken down.
I'm sorry, what? I got that.
So what I was looking, he was asking about the numbers. I don't know how I feel about the numbers.
I don't really care. It's gonna make
I think if you've played football or you've watched it and you understand the way the numbers work, and then I know it's just a big change. It's going to be here.
Right.
Do it.
I do know what you mean, because when I first learned about football, when I was very young, I learned about the numbers, and only these players have these numbers, these players have these numbers. So now it doesn't really matter, but I guess I don't know why it was ever like that to begin with.
Yeah, that you're
like I understood what
but you kind of knew who to. It helped me to know who to look for.
That's true.
Michael,
That's true.
Numbers are weird, so I don't know.
Numbers are weird. I don't know.
Biggest game, Bud Cannibalist says the biggest game of the year is going to be New England at Foxborough. Ooh, I don't know.
It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, it'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be a competitive game, but it will be fun to watch Brady play back at home against all his old fans and look Bill Belichick in the eyes.
There you go. That's going to be.
Do we think they will shake hands?
Yes, I think they will. I think they will.
Even if Tom Brady whips his butt.
Yeah, or either way, I think they shake hands. I really do. I think that the media has made a lot out of a lot of things. I remember the rumors about Tom Brady wants to leave Tampa because Bruce Arians said something to him. So, absolutely. I hate that kind of media. That kind of journalism is just horrible. And
the rumor mill.
Yeah, the rumor mill. So to me, that if that's your game, then or which one is your game this year?
Let me see real quick. I haven't decided. Obviously, I want to see the Saints.
Mine's going to be the Rams. Saints.
The Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Saints. I'm probably going to try to go to the Saints home game. And then another game that I'd be interested in seeing is the Bills. Just because, I like the Bills culture, the Bills Mafia. I just like all of that. And, they're competitors for real.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they are. They've got a nice squad too.
Yeah. And then, they have to come back and face Tom Brady again. So
I think the game that I like, the home game for me, will be the Dallas game.
Okay.
Right. You
hate the Cowboys.
Yeah. So if you don't know anything else about me, I hate Dallas, and I want Dallas to lose. I don't care who. I don't care if Dallas played ITT Tech. I would want just because that's just how much I dislike them. So it's gonna be a fun season. So I've got the Rams. I'm looking at the Cowboys, and then of course the New Orleans Saints are the ones that I'm looking at. Hey, shout out to my friend Cody's out here from C3 podcast from Panthers, Carolina Panthers, and I'm drawing up. Why am I drawing blank? I hate getting put on the spot here. Carolina Cat Chronicles.
Carolina.
So the great Panthers podcast. They're friends of the show. I've had him on actually, and me and Cody we talk offline on social media. So real good guy. I agree with you, Cody. The Bills, I love their wide receiver core. Yeah. And I think they're gonna have a nice squad this year.
I mean, I honestly thought the Bills were gonna be the ones to make it to the Super Bowl. I had them beating Kansas City, but it is what it is. So I'm excited to see them play this year.
Yeah. In Kansas City, everybody's talking about Kansas City is the team to beat this year, and I really don't. They've got a lot to prove.
They really do. They really do. So I mean, I'm excited to see how they do as well in the season. But two big games for me is the Bills, obviously, and I'll see the Saints games.
Okay, there you go, man. And all these teams are kind of revamped, as we're looking at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was just thinking, the Jets. It'll be interesting to see them with their new team coming together. Washington will actually be another good game to watch just because, they're rebuilding a little bit, and, I've got respect for what they're doing there and their rebuild.
Yeah. I tell you what, Riverboat Ron is amazing. I know that there's a lot of hot and cold feelings about him for the way he left.
I hated him when he was with the Panthers, but I love him now.
But if you look at what he's been through in his life, the man is amazing. He really is. I mean, just as a human being, he's an amazing person from everything that I've seen. But again, that's going to be a great game too. Who knows what these teams all look so weird because I'm looking at. I mean, you're talking about Matt Stafford is your quarterback.
I still can't get over that. Matt Stafford always belongs with the Lions. So
I mean, it's just these are things it's just hard to adjust to.
We're gonna be playing.
Huh?
Yeah, we almost never play the Dolphins either, so that'll be new.
And they are on this. My schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, they are on there. There is the Dolphins.
Yeah, at home. Yeah, that one's gonna be odd.
And Cody was saying nobody truly dislikes Ron Rivera. He's just a stubborn old goat. Yeah, I guess you get past a certain age. That's kind of where
that's just the way you are.
Just the way
Arians is like that.
Yeah, and what shocked me is that he actually made changes. But these are going to be legit some really good games. This is going to be an exciting schedule. I mean, you're going to get to see Tua in Tampa for the first time. Buffalo, that's always a good game. The Colts are. I mean, even the Colts are in here, and then you got Washington and and again our division rivals, the Carolina Panthers, who've improved their team as well. So again, this is going to be an exciting season, and I don't think I'm looking at the schedule, and I can't think of a game where I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that, because these teams have gone out and made some major changes. Even the Giants. I was
going to say, I was like, the Giants might be the only one that I don't care about. And then, I mean, I don't really care for Dallas at all. I mean,
sorry, Ruth.
I know.
Well, we hate Dallas. No offense, but I
don't hate Dallas. They're just kind of irrelevant to me. It's like they don't even exist.
So, I mean, you're looking at a guy like Dak Prescott who gets paid all that money. Ezekiel Elliott, another guy that gets paid all that money. They went out and they drafted some players, and it's just going to be interesting to see if these players pan out for Dallas. I've said this. I'm going to go on record. I'm going to die on this hill probably by myself. The Dallas Cowboys will not win a Super Bowl until the Jones family leaves the Dallas organization. It will not happen. It cannot happen logically or illogically. I mean, you could have a number one draft. You could hit on every single draft pick. It's just something about the way this team is right now, or they have been since they won that last Super Bowl. But this team, no matter who you put out there on the field, they just can't close a deal anymore. And I think a lot of that to ownership.
Yeah, a lot of things do need to change within the Dallas Cowboys, like off front office, and obviously the Jones family. So that's just the way the Cowboys work. So I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Anybody else? I mean, you saw the Eagles came in, first year coach comes in and they win. Again, it's just something about the way Dallas is set up. I just don't see it happening. Another game, and we kind of haven't talked about it a little bit. This is a lot of these teams have new quarterbacks. You look at Washington and who they're going to have. Cam Newton's coming back to New England. The Jets are going to have a new QB.
Right.
The Rams, the Colts have a new QB.
It's like almost everybody in. I feel like a lot of the teams
I'm just looking at
quarterbacks.
Our schedule here.
I know, but then I'm just thinking in general, a lot of teams are going to be having new quarterbacks.
Yeah. So, it's going to be a learning curve for some. It will be a learning curve for others. It may not be. I mean, even Chicago. Chicago's got a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what that competition is going to look like.
Who knows what's going to happen in Chicago.
But they Chicago could potentially have a new quarterback up there. Again, it's just so much of this is a bipolar year where you've got all these different changes that have been made. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting season across the entire NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Will, the Brewers talking about leaving the warm, cozy, fuzzy parts of Chicago and coming to Tampa to watch that Bills game. I think it's going to be great.
The Bills game is one I might go to.
Yeah. I mean, that team, I like the way they're built, so I
like Bills Mafia. I like the fans. They're fun. I like Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
I like the fans. They're fun. So I would tailgate with some fans. I jump on a table. Let's go.
That would be, we would have to videotape that.
I would disguise myself as a Bills fan and jump on
there you go. Yeah, we got to wear a mask or something like that and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. The Rams game. I will be at the Rams game. FYI, there is no way I'm not going to be at the Rams game unless I'm sick. But
in LA?
Yeah, in LA. I am dying to see the stadium.
I would love to see that stadium. It looks beautiful.
I'm very biased though. I'm very biased about stadium.
Well, yeah,
because I mean, nobody else has a pirate ship.
Because Raymond James is the best. But
yeah.
It does look beautiful. It looks like very futuristic and like a work of art almost.
Yeah, that's like Las Vegas. I still haven't seen Raider Stadium because of COVID.
Right.
Been able to make it down there.
The Roomba, or what do they call it? The Battle Star or something.
No, it looks more like a Roomba than
the Death Star.
Yeah. No, it's not a Death Star. That is argument. It looks like that little thing that goes around your house when you turn it on and the vacuum stuff. That's what the stadium looks like. Mm-hmm. The big Roomba. But because of COVID, it kind of robbed me from getting to go there. And hopefully, I believe the draft will be back in Las Vegas next year.
Right. I would like to do that because I heard when it was supposed to happen, they were supposed to do it on that little like fountain lake or something like that.
Yeah.
And like have boats that the players would ride on.
I'm so excited about the draft. I've always believed the NFL should just have it where the draft should be in the host city, the city that's hosting the Super Bowl.
Well, that's just a lot for
no, but if you think about it, that's how we kick off a new season.
That's true. That is true. I see that. I would love the draft to be here in Tampa one year. I would love to go to that.
Yeah, that would be incredible. So you kick off your season.
And then you end it. Yeah. I like that. You should be part of the NFL commission.
Yeah, I should. It's too much common sense. And Rondé Barber would have probably been in already. I could go on and on about that. Yeah. I know he's not part of that, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I would have pulled some strings to make it happen.
Right.
But I would think that would be kind of cool, a cool concept. And
I like it.
Be rewarding people for actually getting the draft, not just the Super Bowl or the halftime show or any of the other stuff that is in between, but you're starting off as this is the host city. We're the host city for the Super Bowl, and we're holding the draft here. The next year, whoever has the Super Bowl has a draft there. And
well, that's the thing about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is never really in a place that's cold because of snow, right?
Maybe, that's true. But they did have it in New York, and it sucked that one year.
Yeah, so it's normally in places that are warm or have a roof.
Right. Because it's a reward for winning all those games, not for having to play outside in the cold. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. So maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, I like the idea. I do like it.
So there is that. So the division rivalry games. We've got the Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New Orleans Saints. Which game I know you have to be going to one division game here.
Right. I normally go to an Atlanta Falcons game just because I don't know. That's just the way it always ends up. It's always the Atlanta Falcons. But I think this year I want to go to the Saints for sure. Saints. This last season I went to the Atlanta Falcons one when the Bucs won, and I'll definitely be going to either the Falcons or the Saints.
Yeah, I definitely will be at a Saints game as well. So I'm trying to get that all locked down as well. But this is just going to be a fun year. I mean, again, we talked about. I think we touched on every team except for the Colts, and even the Colts are going to be.
Yeah, because the Colts were the last game that was added, correct? Because of
Right.
17 games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just to make more money. Okay.
Didn't they do away with like a preseason game or something? I'm not sure how that works.
They did. I think it's only two preseason games.
I think so.
And then 17 regular season games, which I mean, I'm not complaining. More football for me.
But for the players, you're trying to protect.
It is a lot for the players, but oh well. That's just the way it is.
Yep. You're absolutely.
There's nothing you can do about it. You're not on the commission, so.
Yeah, there you go. So, I was looking through. There was something else I was going to ask you about. So, did you go somewhere and watch the draft, or were you just kind of?
I watched it. I just watched the first round at home, and then the other rounds I wasn't really watching. I would look at what other people were streaming on Twitter, and then just updates from my phone. It wasn't really. I just can't sit there and watch it all. I wanted the first round, and then I sat through the whole first round. Normally I don't, but I wanted to see what I was interested in this year's draft class, because this was the first year that I did a lot of actual draft research.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to see where everyone was going and stuff. So I did pay a little bit more attention this year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Montana Bliss was asking, who do we want for the game 1 opener?
I think it's going to be a division rival.
I could see that.
That's how it was last season.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Saints. So I could see it being the Saints again, or the Panthers, or I have no idea. I don't know.
That would be like a cool rematch for the division, which way the Bucs won. Just if anybody wasn't really aware of that. I don't know. I would probably say I would love to see either the Cowboys or the Bills.
See, I want to see the Bills mid-season. So both teams are, at their prime, at their best. And then, I want to see a real competition go down with the Bills.
So what if Tampa ends up playing on Thanksgiving? That Tampa and Dallas could be a really good game.
That would be interesting.
For Thanksgiving, because they.
I would go to that game. I've never been to a Thanksgiving game.
Me either. I never have. It's just.
Do we think that the New England game is going to be like a Sunday night or a Monday night game?
I think they flexed that to a Sunday evening game, like on NBC or something.
Yeah, I think it would be like a more of a primetime game, just because of that rivalry. Like, Tom and Bill?
Do we know how many? We won't know until the schedule's released. How many Monday night or?
I don't think so. Yeah, no. So it's released on the 12th, right?
Yeah,
on
the 12th.
Wednesday. Yeah, cool. I'm excited.
So we'll get to plan this all out here and see. Hey, let's see what they're going to do here.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm hoping for an earlier bye week than normal, and not as much traveling, because for some reason the Bucs always get hit with a lot of road games in a row and a late bye week.
Yeah,
always.
I think. I don't know how Tampa would have responded if they had not gotten the bye week where they did.
Right, exactly. This year, it really helped, because that's when they were able to get it all together. But yeah, I don't know. It's more the traveling that's the issue for me. Is there was that one season where they had one game at home and then 5 on the road.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was it was quite a few games.
Yeah, and this past season was a decent amount too on the road, I'm pretty sure. But they always get stuck with a messed up kind of schedule.
A big group of them, yeah.
Yeah.
If the Tampa Pats game is a Thursday night before Thanksgiving is rumored, is a disadvantage for the Bucs. It's interesting.
Do we think the night game curse will still be relevant?
No.
No. I don't know. Tom still has his 8:00 bedtime.
No, I think they
broke that curse.
Yeah, they broke that curse. Just like the Remember the primetime curse?
Well, yeah, like that was the same thing as the primetime and the nighttime game curse. But I mean, they won the Super Bowl, which is the biggest primetime game that there can be in the entire
biggest
world.
primetime game you can have there.
Yeah, so they broke that curse real good.
Yeah, I can't wait till the Bucs versus the Panthers. It's a match that everyone can actually look forward to. I feel like it hasn't been for a while. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's another team that I'm really keeping my eye on. Just the way they've drafted, and they're just like drafting for speed, and that's the one thing that that I found with Matt Rule and how he's built that team. If he can get everybody to buy in, he's got a lot of young pieces there. He gets a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of veteran leaderships, sprinkled in there. This is going to be a team definitely to watch. I think the biggest problem is Christian McCaffrey. Can he stay healthy?
Staying healthy. That's the hardest thing with a player that is so good and, is like you basically kind of build your team around and then they're injury prone. So hopefully he can stay healthy for the Panthers, but then also not be a big threat to the Bucs. That'd be great.
Yeah, there you go.
I want him to be healthy, just not a threat.
I believe if Christian McCaffrey had been healthy for the Carolina Panthers last year, they would have been they were like, I could think of like 2 or 3 games they would have won just because of what an upgrade he is. And if you have him at full strength, what an advantage he is and a disadvantage for certain defenses. So
lots of defenses
that Kansas City Chiefs game, I believe if Christian McCaffrey had been 100% healthy in that game, they beat Kansas City.
Right.
Just the way they were playing that day, it was just incredible. So
some defenses just cannot contain a running back like Christian McCaffrey. So
and
our defense can.
Yeah. But again, there's when he first, when his rookie season, he was pretty dynamic. And again, like last year, he just couldn't stay on the field, so he couldn't really help the team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So let's see, Michael Belt facts. The Bucs will run away with the division and win over 11 games easily.
Yeah, there's really only a couple of games on this schedule that I could be nervous about if they continue to play like they did last season. If they continue to play like they did towards the end of last season, there's only a couple of games that could be worrisome.
Yeah. My hope is that they can pick up where they left off and start out fast.
Right, exactly. Pick up where they left off and then improve more.
Yeah, and be aggressive. Yeah. Bud Cannabis was saying Mike Davis is now Atlanta's starting running back. Interesting. But I would say over the past 3 years, the Bucs have really done a really good job stopping the run.
Right. The Bucs front seven stopping the run defense has been, their biggest strength.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's been their biggest strength. So to continue to do that,
I have to attribute a lot of that to JPP and Vita Vea and another guy that we really haven't talked about much is Ndamukong Suh.
Right. Yeah.
Ndamukong Suh has been a difference maker for that front line, and we hadn't seen this for a long time, and what we're seeing is a dominant unit on the offensive and defensive side of the ball where they're in the trenches. So
and Jerome June is talking about Vita Vea not realizing, they don't understand how good he is. Vita Vea is that front seven.
Yeah.
I'm dead, the big girls. Yeah.
You're right. Jerome is right. It's just been the way he is. And you could tell a big difference in that defensive line with him out. Even though they won games, they did enough to do what they needed to, but ultimately they just when he came back, they played on a different level.
Right. They're good
mm-hmm.
without Vita Vea, and they're just amazing with Vita. So there's just, Shaq Barrett is like the seeing Shaq Barrett's sack production go down when Vita Vea was out just goes to show you how dynamic Vita is on that line.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that, I mean, Shaq Barrett was still productive. He had the highest number of pressures on a quarterback, but he didn't have the sacks. It wasn't until Vita came back, which, helped him.
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, like he's shown his value. I mean, to anybody that had a question about that draft pick, again, all you have to do is look at what this team has done with him on the field.
Right.
And
he's just an unstoppable force of nature. I remember when he came back, they announced that he was coming back, and it was the first play that he got back on the field. He's just a massive unit. Like you just don't even realize how big he is until you don't. We hadn't seen him for weeks playing, and then all of a sudden he's there, and I'm like, oh my God, there he is! Like he's so much bigger than all the other guys, and he just takes on 2-3 offensive linemen and pummels them.
Amazing. To me, that was when I look back at some of the picks, Vita Vea or Tristan Wirfs. Those were
two of the best.
Solid picks for this team, and you can't help but be excited about this. And so again, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. I don't have my notes. I'm totally unprepared. So
that's okay.
How have you been?
I've been doing great. I've been doing good. Yeah. Just plugging along.
So are you going to get to go to any camp games?
I would like to. Yes, that's what I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to get to some camps. I'm going to try to get to some practices and everything like that.
Take a chance to win my wings back.
You want to win your wings?
Yeah.
How do you want to do that?
We could have there'll be some bet this season coming up here, and I'll get
of course, yeah. And the Tampa Sports Bay show is going to be coming pretty soon. Maybe, who knows? I've been talking about it for months, so I've got things coming.
Yeah, absolutely. We know this. So what do you have? Anything new in the near future?
I mean, I've got the ideas of what I want to do. For all of y'all that don't know, I talk about all the sports in Tampa Bay, not just the Bucs. I love them all. So I'm hoping to get something started pretty soon, especially for the Bucs. Bucs are my first love. Football is my first love. So I got to get something going before they start their season.
Yeah, there you go. Bud was saying let Gina.
He'll get them.
We'll see. I've not.
And then if you come to Tampa, we can go to.
Oh, it's gonna happen. I'd like to see Joe Tryon, Shaq, JPP, and Vita on third downs. That'd be something to watch right there. Talking about pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, I know. And you know who loves the blitz.
There you go.
They love to blitz. So.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, what did you think about what happened with Aaron Rodgers? Do you think he's leaving Green Bay?
I really don't know. I mean, when I saw the news, I was not in shock because, Aaron Rodgers is, one of the best quarterbacks, but doesn't have like the resume, I guess you could say, to show for it like Tom Brady does. And but I don't know. I don't see him fitting in anywhere else. I just don't see it happening. So I think they'll come to agreements and, he'll just retire with the Packers at some point in his career.
Yeah, I think he changes jerseys personally.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But Bucs Time 12 is right. He is a crybaby. When Ndamukong Suh was hitting him in that game.
Oh, I love it.
And you just see the look on his face. I know he wishes he was bigger and stronger so he could stand up to Sue, but you just got to take your lumps, bro, and keep it moving. But just watching that game and just watching his demeanor in the championship game. I know a lot of people talked about Aaron Rodgers coming to Tampa. I don't know if I'd want that. Me personally.
Oh no, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady together?
No. I mean, after Tom Brady had left.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think at that point, Aaron Rodgers will be.
Yeah, again, I just the way he is, I don't know. And I would have thought that Green Bay would have won at least 4. The way they talk about Aaron Rodgers, I would have thought at least 4 or 5 Super Bowls. You know, but again, that's like Aaron, not Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Drew Brees goes to New Orleans and wins one Super Bowl. I would have thought,
exactly. Like that's what I said. Like he's a good quarterback, but he doesn't have like those championships or that resume to like say that he is. You know, he's got all of this. He's got all the records and stats and stuff. But
yeah, but that's it. I mean, they've had opportunities. They've squandered the opportunities that they've had to win those games. So I don't know. But again, you know, kind of getting back to Aaron Rodgers, I don't know that I would. I don't know. I
wouldn't want his
attitude. I mean, just the way he is about stuff. And then this right here, he came into Green Bay the same way when Brett Favre was leaving, and he kept behind Brett Favre, and you kept hearing the calls for Aaron Rodgers to get his chance. And then, you know, it wasn't as toxic as this right here, but I can tell you for a fact that Aaron Rodgers isn't taking it like Brett Favre did. I mean, when they draft this other kid, so.
All right.
Okay. No, I was just checking the chat. Well, you know what? I can't believe we've almost been on here an hour.
Yeah.
So let me roll through the chat one more time. We'll get out here and enjoy the weekends. You know, there wasn't a whole lot going on this week. So the show was like, yeah, we got out here. We talked about a little bit of stuff. We're going to be able to talk about, I'm actually going to look at a lot of the rosters of the teams that we'll be facing, and I'll have a little bit more content to talk about next week.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
You know, because we'll get an idea, you know, draft picks, where do draft picks fit into certain teams? To me, I'm going to tell you right now, the two most interesting teams for me are Washington and Miami. If I'm just for what they've done and what they put together and how they're building their teams, Washington and Miami. I'm really curious to see, is Tua the real deal, or is Tua just a one-trick pony, and that's what he is?
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
So I don't know. So what do you got going on this weekend?
Nothing going on this weekend. Nothing really. You know. Yeah, nothing. I'm trying to think. Absolutely nothing. What about you? Sorry, I'm not more interesting.
No, it's just like there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
About this is what's going on. No, I don't have nothing going on. No, I don't. No, honestly, nothing really. A little bit of house cleaning.
Mother's Day, so everybody give your mama a hug.
That's right.
Or you love her.
Does your mom still watch the show? Or is she giving up on us?
She watches. Yeah.
Okay, just checking. My mom.
She does.
All right. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But this has been fun. Let me get your final thoughts before we roll out of here.
Final thoughts, you know, loved all the picks. I know a lot of people out there don't like them, but you know what? You got to have faith and trust in Jason Light, coaching staff, everybody out there. And just ready for an awesome season. Can't wait to see what the schedule is going to look like. Yeah,
I'm super excited. Shout out to Bucs Report.
Yes.
Shout out to Smack Apparel. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. There we go. Defend the Bay. If you get a chance to go out to Smack Apparel, smackapparel.com. They've got some new shirts. And you know, not just football, but baseball. Got a little hockey, a little college. They've even got shirts for little people. For babies. Yeah. I have to get one for my niece. Yeah, there you go. Get some kind of Buccaneers something. Make it happen. There you go. So going back through here one more time. My man Bud, thank you so much for being in the chat. Yeah. Thank you. They play the Jets on the road. You can see them then. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, my final thoughts are thank you so much for checking us out. I appreciate everybody and your input. I think next week we'll do a little bit more with phone calls and get people to call in, and just try to make the show a little bit more lively, get you guys' opinions on things. So look for that next week. There will be other opportunities next week to win a t-shirt, and all I can really tell you right now, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah,
it's gonna get busy when we get to camp and all this other stuff. It's really gonna get busy, so take time to hang out with the loved ones, and Mother's Day, enjoy your mom, and make the most of this time. So that's pretty much it for me. Oh, Joshua Cole Allen, what's going on, my friend? We are out. We're out.